big whoosh when military aviation buffs pack into Marine Corps Beaufort Air Show in South Carolina this weekend. They will be wowed by the Navy's Blue Angels, but a new kind of history will also take flight in the team. There is a woman in the cockpit. Hip, hip, hooray. Only on CBS This Morning, Michelle Miller took to the sky to see how she got her wings. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. When the Navy originally created the Blue Angels way back in 1946, not only were they all men, the pilots, they also had to be bachelors. Now, almost 70 years later, the squad's mission of inspiring the next generation stays the same, but the pilot roster has come a long way.
There's 200 already. Lift off.
It's the ride of a lifetime, and F-18 pilots like Captain Jeff Coos have spent a lifetime training for it.
I got my pilot's license when I was 17, and I wanted to get in the military and fly the fastest, meanest thing they could give me, and this is it. The Hornet is it.
I'm just a passenger, but Captain Coos is carrying on the legacy of the most famous flying squad in America, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. For 8 months each year, this team of 10 pilots tours air shows around the country, demonstrating staggering feats of aerial precision, sometimes as close as 18 inches apart.
So you're looking at the paint scheme, you're looking at the rivets on the side of the aircraft.
Since the team launched in 1946, an estimated 500 million spectators have watched a Blue Angel demo. These are the sights they're used to seeing. This isn't.
The clouds are better. They're not as low.
U.S. Marine Corps Captain Katie Higgins is the first female pilot in the 69-year history of the team.
I saw the Blue Angels fly when I was a young kid. I was definitely inspired by that.
She's a third-generation military aviator.
My dad was an A-7 pilot initially, and then he transferred to the F-18 Hornet, which is actually out here on the line. It's a great family legacy to have, that's for sure.
Now she's providing the inspiration.
I think by including a lady on the team, that just shows little girls and guys that women can do whatever they put their mind to.
Have little girls come up to you and said that?
Definitely. Little girls have told me that they didn't even know that ladies could fly aircraft, that women could be in the cockpit.
They've been in American military cockpits for more than 20 years. Why did it take so long for a woman to get with this team?
We do a very thorough interview where they get to know each one of us and find the right person for the team next year. And so it just so happened that they haven't had a female pilot that is fit quite perfectly.
It's not that we weren't ready, we're just looking for the right person.
Captain Tom Frosch is the commander of the Blue Angels, one of 17 officers that voted Higgins onto the team. What are the challenges of integrating a female pilot into this unit?
I would say we haven't had any. Any female can fly any aircraft in our inventory.
Are there institutional challenges?
I don't believe so.
But the institution itself was challenged last year when one of the Blue Angels' former commanders was found guilty of allowing obvious and repeated instances of sexual harassment and condoning widespread lewd practices. What would you say to those people who find the timing of Captain Higgins being made a pilot with the Blue Angels convenient?
When we selected the members of that team, I was given zero pressure to select a female.
Well, honestly, I would tell them to watch the demo. They can't tell the difference between mine and the other two pilots on here because I fly it just as well as they do.
That quickly becomes obvious to anyone sitting in the cockpit of the Angels C-130, nicknamed Fat Albert, the plane Higgins flies.
Takeoff checklist, lead right.
It may not go as fast as the F-18s, but it is every bit as integral to the show.
VMCA takeoff.
And the ride is no less thrilling.
130, 120, 110, push over, push over, push over.
I definitely didn't come on the team to break any barriers or anything like that. That definitely wasn't my agenda.
Maneuvering speed.
It just so happened that I was the first female to perform in a demo here. And if that is inspiring to people, if that's inspiring to little girls around the country, then I'm doing my job.
She is an inspiration. So cool. It was cool. But, you know, I was a bit skeptical because she is flying the C-130. She's not flying the jet. She's not flying the Hornet. And I asked her that. I said, you know, why aren't you flying that plane? She said, that's my choice. This is the bird I love. So, you know, maybe in another few years
but what was it like for you?
Yeah.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
That too.
Well, you know, I flew both planes.
Yeah.
Not flew them, but
you were behind.
I went 7.2 Gs. Oh. And I have to tell you, I had more fun flying in that C-130.
You just ruined Miss O'Donnell's day.
I know. She did. How did you do,
I've gone 7 Gs, and it is so awesome.
Yeah, what is it?
All right, Michelle. Air India is celebrating a possible world record on a flight to the United States. The airline says a trip this week from New Delhi to San Francisco is the longest ever with all women pilots. Women make up only about 6.5% of all pilots in this country. Major U.S. airlines are looking to replace as many as 18,000 retiring pilots over the next 7 years. Chris Van Cleve is in Nashville, Tennessee, where the National Women in Aviation Conference is underway. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. There actually are a lot of opportunities for pilots as the airlines are working to diversify. However, there's only a fraction of the applicants that are women, and this comes at a time where nationally the number of pilots is actually on the decline, in part because it takes years to be able to fly one of these, and it can cost up to $120,000 to learn.
You are on United's all-female crew today.
This is not just another day at the office for United Airlines captains Kim Noakes and Wanda Collins. On this San Francisco to Maui flight, the pilots, flight attendants, gate agents, and even some of the ground crew are all women, a rare occurrence in the male-dominated world of aviation.
I never thought it would be like this, but it's really wonderful that it is.
Collins joined the airline in 1999 and is a former Army reservist. Before coming to United, she competed in air shows.
I'm really looking forward to it and seeing more women in the future. Just being a female pilot gives you the opportunity to prove to people that you can be strong.
While the number of women licensed to fly an airliner has grown by more than 800 between 2010 and 2014, they make up only about 4% of licensed airline pilots. Studies like this one from 2006 found in aviation, masculine beliefs, values, and perceptions appear to continue to dominate the industry and has led to female pilots experiencing sexism, discrimination, prejudice, hostility, and inappropriate discourse.
The perception is this is a boy's job.
Sometimes it's hard because you just feel like nobody takes you serious, but for as many times as you get that feeling, you also get the feeling of people looking at you and they're inspired by you.
Even as airlines are poised to hire thousands of new pilots, the number of women remains small. Of the 1,700 pilots attending the job fair at the annual Women in Aviation Conference, just 200 are women.
It's a mark of success, but we still have a ways to go.
Peggy Chabrian is the group's president and founder.
When women first became airline pilots back in the 1970s, sometimes senior level management asked them not to make the PA announcements. They were afraid the general public would be afraid that there was a woman flying the airplane. I think those perceptions will start to change.
Pilot Shannon Gross came to the conference hoping to land a job with JetBlue.
I think it's the serenity that I felt up in the air. I get up there and everything just goes away.
On that full flight to paradise, the fact the entire crew were women sure got the attention of 7-year-old Faith Glotzhofer.
There's not many pilots around that are women.
Does it make you think maybe you could do that one day too?
Yes.
That's exactly what Captain Kim Noakes wants to hear.
You can do this. We did it. I did it, so anybody can do it.
Shannon did meet with JetBlue. She's hoping being an experienced female pilot helps her stand out in the applicant pool. Christine?
All right, Chris, thank you. It's all about inspiring those young girls.
It really is.
But it's also obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's 2016. I like boys' job no more. But just that little girl saying, does it show you that you could do it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it's all about.